Welcome to a new video on the BlockPulse channel. Today you're about to watch an exclusive Zoom meeting with the CMO of Invorium, Mark Ferrer. The topic of today's video is the CeFi P2B financial model, how it works, and how users can earn by entrusting their capital to professionals. Enjoy watching and don't forget to support the channel. Guys, I want to share some great news with you. Invorium has officially launched its website. This is another strong step forward. The project is actively developing and gaining momentum. Now is the perfect time to take a closer look and position yourself. The link will be below. Make sure to check it out yourselves.
Okay. Hello to everyone. I'm glad to see you all here today. Some of you are joining me from previous meetings and others are new. I extend a warm welcome to everyone. Today we will talk about how the digital asset market is evolving from experimentation to structured, scalable finance. We will explore what CeFi is, how the P2B model works, why centralized risk management matters, how this approach differs from DeFi, and why the CeFi P2B architecture creates a more sustainable and institutionally compatible financial ecosystem. All right, let me explain this in a simple way. Right now, the digital asset market is maturing. We are not longer in the phase where people invest just because something sounds innovative or revolutionary. Today, the real question is different. It's not about it is new, is this sustainable, is this manageable, can it scale in long term? And that shift in mindset is exactly why the CeFi P2B model becomes so powerful. Let's break it down. First, what is CeFi? CeFi stands for Centralized Finance in the Digital Asset Space. So don't think about it as just another crypto platform. Think it as financial infrastructure. It operates through a legal entity with compliance, KYC, AML procedures, internal controls, and clear accountability. Unlike fully decentralized systems, the CeFi has a decision making center. There is responsibility, there is governance, there is risk management. Now, what about the P2B, platform to business? This is where it gets interesting. Why? Well, in a P2B model, the platform builds the heavy infrastructure and businesses connect it instead of building everything from scratch. Imagine this. If you want to open a restaurant, you don't build a power plant first. Of course not. You use the city infrastructure. That's exactly what happens here. The CeFi platform builds the custody systems, liquidity, lending mechanism, risk engine, the multi-currency integration, and compliance framework. And businesses, they plug into that ecosystem to serve their own clients. This architecture is economically rational, of course. Building a financial infrastructure from scratch takes years and millions in capital. You need compliance teams, custody technology, credit modeling, stress testing, liquidity management. It's very complex and expensive. With the P2B model, the platform focuses on building a strong, resilient core. Partners focus on what they do best: distribution, marketing, customer relationships, local market expansion. Everybody is specialized, everyone scales faster. Now, let's talk about the most important thing in the finance: risk. Risk is not just a side topic, it's the foundation of sustainability. In CeFi, the risk is centrally controlled. What this means? Easy. This means that the credit limits are defined, collateral is managed, margin requirements are monitored, liquidation mechanisms are structured, and the liquidity is diversified. It's systemic, coordinated. It's more designed to prevent cascading failures. And this is where we need to compare it with DeFi. DeFi is technologically impressive. It's decentralized, automated, built on smart contracts. But from a sustainability and institutional perspective, it has limitations. The first, legal accountability. If a DeFi protocol is hacked or has a bug in the code, users are often left alone. There is no legal entity to hold responsible. In CeFi, there are contracts, there are legal resources, there are accountability. The second is about flexibility. DeFi risk management is written into code, but code cannot call an emergency meeting. It cannot revise credit exposure. It cannot adjust liquidity strategy during a crisis. And the CeFi can do it. It's very simple. It's the difference between an autopilot system with no manual override and a professional pilot who can react to unexpected turbulence. The third is institutional compatibility. Large institutional investors cannot operate inside anonymous protocols without reporting, compliance, and the structure. So CeFi acts as a bridge between traditional capital market and the crypto ecosystem. For example, here is another simple comparison. DeFi is like the open sea, total freedom, but full of exposure to storms. The CeFi is like a modern port, structured, protected, with traffic control and insurance. The ships can still sail to the ocean, but they return to safety. Now, from a business standpoint, CeFi platform and P2B model creates a strong scaling effect. How is this? The platform builds the core financial engine. Partners integrate it and go to the market immediately. That dramatically reduces time to market. Instead of spending years building infrastructure and securing license, the business is connected and begin operating. At the same time, the platform scales through its partner network, increasing trading volumes, the fee generation, and interest margin. And the revenue model is diversified, so the income comes from the spreads, transaction fees, interest rates, structured protocols, and custodial services. That diversification makes the economic stronger. But to be clear, this is not about saying DeFi has no value. It absolutely does. It drives innovation, and that's great. But when we talk about large capital, institutional clients, and long-term sustainability and controlled growth, CeFi within a P2B framework offers a more predictable and scalable environment. If DeFi is like an experimental lab, CeFi is industrial production. Labs generates ideas. Industry builds durable businesses. So ultimately, CeFi plus P2B is not just a cooperation model. It's a strategic architecture because it combines the technological flexibility of digital assets, the institutional discipline, centralized risk control, scalable platform economics, and the regulatory compatibility. And that combination is exactly what makes it more reliable, more manageable, and more attractive for serious investors and businesses over the long term. That is the core idea. Well, this is all for today. Thank you sincerely for your attention. I really appreciate your time. And now I'm happy to read your comments and answer any questions you may have. Okay, we have for here, Martin asked, doesn't CeFi contradict the original philosophy of the crypto market? This is a very often question. Not at all, Martin, not at all. It complements because the original crypto philosophy focused on decentralization and removing intermediaries. Of course, that innovation was essential, but innovation alone is not enough for large scale adoption. So the CeFi doesn't reject decentralization, of course not. Um, it will structure infrastructure around digital assets. It introduces governance, accountability, and risk management. These elements are required for institutional capital and long-term sustainability. If DeFi represents freedom and experimentation, the CeFi represents structure and scalability. Both can coexist in the same ecosystem, serving different purposes, of course. Okay, we go with Marco. Marco says, how does CeFi fundamentally differ from a traditional bank? Well, I will try to explain this the more simple way. CeFi differs from a traditional bank mainly in its assets base, infrastructure, and operational model. While traditional banks operate within legacy financial systems and primarily use fiat currencies, CeFi platforms are built natively around digital assets and blockchain technology, enabling faster global settlement. Unlike the banks, CeFi in a P2B structure provides financial infrastructure to partner businesses rather than functioning strictly as a retail banking institution. However, CeFi still incorporate key banking principles such as compliance, legal structure, and risk management, of course, to ensure stability and institutional compatibility. We go with Olaf. Mark. Olaf. What are the key values and mission of a company operation in the CeFi P2B sector? Good question. Good question, Olaf. The core mission is to build sustainable, scalable financial infrastructure for the digital economy. The key values typically include, for example, risk discipline for a controlled exposure, structured credit modeling, liquidity management, transparency due to clear reporting and accountability, regulatory accountability that provides alignment with legal frameworks, the scalability, so we have infrastructure designed for growth, and the partnership orientation. We empower businesses rather than competing with them. In essence, the goal is to combine technological flexibility with institutional responsibility. Susan wants to know, what criteria do you rely on when selecting businesses for P2B investments? Well, the selection, Susan, must be risk-driven and strategic. The core criteria include business model sustainability for clear revenue logic, not speculative dependency, the risk profile, collateral structure, liquidity exposure, and leverage levels, management quality, market positioning, and regulatory awareness, willingness to operate within compliance standard. In a P2B structure, partners represent an extension of the platform's ecosystem. Therefore, alignment in risk, philosophy, and long-term vision is critical. Helen, I would like to ask, how do you attract new investors through marketing or reputation? Very interesting your question, Helen. Marketing creates visibility, and the reputation creates capital inflow. So, in financial infrastructure, reputation is primary driver. Institutional and sophisticated investors prioritize risk management track record, scalability during volatile market conditions, and transparency and the operational consistency. The marketing communicates the value proposition, reputation validates it. So, in long term, investors' attraction is built on performance, discipline, and trust, not only in promotion. Ingrid, okay, how do you respond to doubts or skepticism from potential investors? Very simple, Ingrid. Skepticism is finance is healthy. The response should not be defensive, of course not. It should be analytical. We address doubts through transparent explanation of the risk framework, the clear revenue model breakdown. We say the scenario analysis and stress testing logical. We show the legal structure clarity and demonstrating how centralized control reduces systemic exposure. Rather than asking investors for blind trust, the approach to present structured reasoning and measurable safeguards. In a maturing market, confidence is built through system, not about promises. Well, we have another question. Thanks to all of you. Seriously, I really appreciate spending the time with you. As all the time I say you, I really hope this presentation is useful for all of you. If we don't have any more to ask, well, it was a pleasure to spend the day with you. See you the next time.
Thank you so much for staying with us and watching the video until the end. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share your impressions in the comments and send this video to your friends. Wishing you a wonderful mood and a great day. See you soon.